So the mind has been given so much significance, and it is. It is the most important thing that matters, really. Because and I'm not talking about just the ego mind, I'm not talking about the soul mind. There's so many layers and levels of mind. But it is eventually just the mind that's working throughout. And that's why we need awareness so we can see different levels of the mind. And there's something that's so significant and important right now, and it's being taught everywhere: mindfulness. So, being the ability, the power to focus on something in the present moment and hold your focus there. So, why did we need this mindfulness? Because we've created a scattering mind. We've just overwhelmed the mind with information. And we have so much information now, which we never used to have before. But because of internet and all this technology, we've got tons of information. It cannot get organized by itself. The dreams, even in dreams, we are actually somewhere, we're doing something. Usually in a dream, otherwise, it'll get reorganized, your information. But it doesn't happen. So we have stress around it and disarray and disorganized information that we can't put into wisdom. So that's why very cleverly we have to create mindfulness, that be mindful. So it has a purpose, yes. It has a purpose in to bring your mind together. But eventually it's not going to make you spiritual. That's just managing your time and managing your mind. It's a very clever strategy to actually just remain in the moment. But idea is to actually know who you are and get to the spiritual part of you.
I think there's a spiritual, spiritual or new age industry so big and growing. It's like $1 billion over dollar industry. And how do you market this stuff? You just package it with new packaging, right? And what is the packaging? Is new words. You come up with new words like mindfulness. Initially there was self-realization, then there's actualization, and then there's blah 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 blah. I can't even pronounce some of that stuff, right? So idea is just to be present. Like Buddha thousands of years back said, just be present, be conscious. Now being conscious is being conscious of your every moment. They're fully present. Anytime you're fully present in that moment, you're being conscious, you're being mindful. So you could use any different word. Don't get tangled up in these words. Oh yeah, this new word came. Now I have to go run after this word. When people are telling you, like big thing was manifestation. Manifest. Everybody started chasing this bandwagon of manifestation. So if you are a hardcore spiritualist, idea is to be present, be fully mindful, being conscious, use any word. And self-realization or actualization is knowing yourself. You have to find out what's your mechanism. How does it work? I have this mechanism. How does my process works? Simple. And once you know, you don't need to keep dwelling on it. So, see what you want.
And that reminds me, it's quite interesting that if you look at some of the mystics and the poets, and let us take Kabir, for instance, and the poetry he wrote, or Rumi. Everybody knows Rumi. Okay. Were they in the moment? No. They were lost in some ecstasy of love, on a bench somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in love with God,
Yeah.
or love with something.
Yeah.
They wrote poetry, they lived their lives. We have no idea which time and space they were in.
Correct.
It was not this time mindfulness that I'm sitting with my wife, this is the cup of tea, I'm now going to have a biscuit and I'm focused on this biscuit and I'm fully present. Bullshit. It never happened. So life is not about this. We actually need to locate ourselves in the soul and then let time roll. You can be past, present, future, anywhere. There is nothing such as that. You need to be soulful more than mindful. But we do need to be mindful. There are baby steps to get to the bigger stuff. But from mindfulness, can we make that transition? Because I talk to any mystic, any prophet, you could sit with them and they'd be somewhere else, in another space, another dimension. Now try to bring them in this moment. They would lose it totally. And Nobel Prize winners, scientists, it doesn't matter. Whoever was contemplating was not in that moment. And that's what they delivered from the space. So we're not talking about time. We're not talking about one particular thing. We need to look at the whole picture.
I think, like Ruby said, it's baby steps, but sometimes you could waste your life
Yeah.
just in baby steps. So the desire has to be there to know who you are,
Yeah.
what your
Yeah.
soul is, what's driving you. It's not the mind which is driving. You could keep being mindful. You could keep playing that game, but you need to step on to the next role.
And role in the sense, because we all have a designed role. We came here to do something. And if you're going to spend so much time in practicing how to live and how to manage your time, when
Yeah.
the hell are
How
you
you
going to
gonna-
do your work?
Yeah.
Why not do it while you have the time and
Yeah.
the health now?
Yeah.
So